The theological heart of my book, God's Good World, Reclaiming the Doctrine of Creation, really revolves around two convictions. One, that we have to always keep creation and redemption together. That I use a word, the dialectic of the kingdom, by which I simply mean holding creation and redemption together. They interact with one another and they interpret one another. Without creation, there's nothing to be redeemed. And without redemption, creation has no meaning. It's empty. It has no future, no purpose. It's just empty, meaninglessness things happening one after another. And we live really today with some of the consequences of our having separated creation and redemption, and then really turning creation over to other disciplines, to other scholarly endeavors that give it meaning and give it significance. As a result of that, our lives as Christians often are ruled in the realm where we might say creation is involved. As far as our bodies are concerned, our politics, our economics, we are often ruled by alien powers. We are not ruled by Christ's lordship and by our discipleship to Jesus Christ. We talk a lot about that and we recognize it's a problem, but we struggle to overcome that separation that we feel between our lives as disciples and our lives as citizens, or our lives in the church and our lives in the world or society. I think one of the reasons that we struggle with that, and even though we recognize the problem, can't overcome it, is because we have not brought creation and redemption into that dialectical relationship. So that everything that identifies me as a creature, my sexuality, my race, my economic status, and my educational privilege, all of those kinds of things are not brought into the redemptive work of Christ. That's the very stuff of redemption. And so it's very important as we reclaim the Christian doctrine of creation that we do so with this dialectic of the kingdom, creation and redemption together. The other theological conviction that is equally essential to reclaiming the doctrine of creation is the doctrine of the Trinity. The work of creation is the work of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And one of the mistakes that we have made at times is, many times, is neglecting the work of either the Father or the Son or the Spirit in creation. And when we do that, we end up with a limited doctrine of creation, limited understanding of creation in relation to redemption. As a result of that, we also open ourselves up to all sorts of other ideologies that will want to claim that part of the doctrine of creation that we have neglected. So, for example, we neglect the Spirit's role in creation. And what we do when we neglect the Spirit's role is we open some people up to responding to New Age or to Gaia theories, because people are become quite intuitively convinced, and they are right, that God is intimately involved with creation today. And that intimate involvement of God with creation today for Christians is the work of the Spirit. When we neglect the Spirit, then we start looking for other ways to account for our conviction that God is intimately involved with creation. In a chapter on the one Creator God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, I explain this understanding of the doctrine of the Trinity and the work of the Father, Son, and Spirit in creation. And then I also work through the ways that neglect of one or the other persons of the Trinity can lead to mistakes and heresies and alien ideologies entering into our account of the gospel. So that with the dialectic of the kingdom, holding creation and redemption together, and the Trinitarian grammar of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit as the Creator God, we can once again reclaim the Christian doctrine of creation, bring it under the lordship of Jesus Christ, and recognize that it's from Christ, it's for Christ, and it's to Christ that all things have been created, and in Him all things are reconciled. And in doing that, we are once again empowered and given the resources to bear faithful witness to the good news of the redemption of all creation.